A very warm welcome to one and all present here. Today we have Roshni with us. She is biological engineering graduate from IIT Madras. So we will understand from her his journey of last 4 years, 5 years, and how it's like to be study at one of the most prestigious colleges of the country, that is IIT Madras. So thanks a lot, Roshni, for coming in. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Roshni. I just graduated from IIT Madras with a dual degree. So I was a B.Tech in Biological Engineering, and I converted to an interdisciplinary master's in Biomedical Engineering. And I graduated in July this year. And now I've joined as a first year PhD student in Biomedical Engineering in University of California, Davis. Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to understand from you your JOSA journey, like what were the lot of other options you were getting in other colleges, be it IITs and IITs, and what made you choose this branch biological engineering at IIT Madras?
Yep. So when I was in after 12th, I think there were several options available, obviously NITs, and I did look at different IITs, and also BITS was available to me, like Pilani, and I think instrumentation engineering in BITS Pilani. I was interested in biological engineering. I was a PCMB student, and I wanted to mix have a physics engineering background as well as look at, say, biological science perspective. And I was I knew that this was a booming field and there was a lot of scope for research in these areas. And I think IIT Madras was one of the closest IITs to my home. That was one primary reason. Like I'm from Karnataka, and then I wanted to be somewhere, probably south. And I was also looking at the bioengineering program in IIT Kanpur.
Got it.
So they had slightly similar programs. And yeah, this was like the first choice for me. And I was pretty happy that I got this.
Great.
I was
Great.
also like looking at the BSMS program, but then I chose this option.
Right. So we will come up later upon IIT Madras part, but let's start from the academics.
Yeah.
So what exactly is biological engineering all about? Like, can you explain in layman terms to a student what does this branch means?
Yeah. So at least I can tell you about the biological engineering program in IIT Madras. It varies among different colleges. So I think you should really look at the course structure and the professors who are teaching the program. So it can be, there are different names. For example, it could be biotechnology, B.Tech, biological engineering, bioengineering, bioprocess, biochemical. They are sort of even biomedical. So they're very interdisciplinary. And so I can tell you about the biological engineering program in IIT Madras. So in the B.Tech program, you can specialize in majorly computational biology, which is more of, say, looking at genetic sequence data and say bioinformatics, that sort of research. And you also have bioprocess engineering, which goes into more chemical engineering based research, where you have metabolic engineering and bioreactor design and say bioprocess or manufacturing certain products, and also in the drug industry. So that's majorly involved in bioprocess, which is mostly chemical engineering professors teaching those fields. Then there's also biomedical engineering, where you have, say, biomaterials, tissue engineering, human physiology, which is, and more of, say, the industry bio side of it. The different biomedical engineering program, which the MTech program, which I took, was more focused on translational research, where they have biomechanics and, say, instrumentation, signal processing, and those sort of areas. But the biological engineering program is more focused, say, in the tissue engineering and biomaterials side of it, at least in IIT Madras. And there's also biosciences, which you can go into core bioscience research. You can also take those courses, for example, cell biology or say biophysical chemistry or genomics, proteomics, and those sort of fields.
Understood. So it seems a lot of bio-related things. So is it comfortable for students who are coming from a PCM background to take up these bio-related courses?
Yes, definitely. So a lot of my friends, they did not take PCMB. So they had taken other, say, PCMC or statistics in their 12th. And in your first year, if you join the biotech program, they have introductory courses, which is a little harder than your 12th bio, but they teach you basics, which you can pick up easily. And I think when you have an engineering background, you think very quantitatively and not just like a biologist. So you have knowledge of both subjects, and you will always learn the basics. So there's no worry that if you've not had a biology background previously, you cannot catch up. There's nothing like that.
All right. But it's more, got it. And since you have been part of a 5-year course, so is it possible for a student to do exit out after the 4 years degree at IIT Madras?
No, so
All right.
So according to my knowledge, like if you join as a dual degree student, you need to complete 5 years. Though you can switch your 5th year. So you can, there's an option to do a like interdisciplinary masters. You did not stick to say be in biological engineering in your 5th year. There are several options. I can tell you the whole list. I have the list. So there's data science, biomedical engineering, nanotechnology, energy systems, robotic. There's also an option for tech MBA for those who are into MBA perspective. And there's quantum science, there's quantum complex systems and dynamics, and cyber physical systems and electric vehicles. So these are the options. If you're a dual degree student, in your 5th year, you can switch if you don't want to stay in your home department.
All right. So there's an
But you
option
need
in
to stay
IIT
for 5
Madras,
years.
but in the 5th year, you have an option to pick maybe another area
Yes.
only, maybe an
Yes.
entrepreneurship, business, or
Yes.
computer science, anything. All right. All right.
Yes.
So,
And if you're a 4-year B.Tech, you can convert to a 5-year. That's very easy
all right. So a
as
lot of
well. Like
options
if you
for students
join,
available. Right. Right.
yeah,
Got it. And specifically coming to IIT Madras, there are two type of bio-related courses. One is biological
yeah,
science and one is biological engineering. So
yeah,
can you tell me like what are the core differences between both the courses? Are professors same for both courses? Like what's the difference between
yeah.
them?
So there are slightly similar courses as well as different courses. So this is a B.Tech M.Tech program, the
Okay.
engineering program, and then the other is a BS-MS program, which is a science program.
Right.
So
Okay.
some of the courses are overlapping between the two. So for example, there are 70 students, around like 35 will be in B.Tech M.Tech and around 35, at least when I joined, and 35 would be in the BS-MS. Here we used to have more engineering focused courses, which the hard BS science did not have. For example, cell biology, infection biology, immunology, all these are more biology related courses. So it's more biological science perspective. Whereas if you're in a B.Tech program, you can do bioprocess, biomedical engineering, and computational biology. But however, like as when I was studying there, it used to happen that the BSMS students used to take B.Tech courses and we B.Tech M.Tech used to take BS courses. So there's not really hard and fast rule that you have to take these set of courses. There's so much, I can say, freedom to choose courses in IIT Madras that if I don't think any of my BSMS friends, like very few are going into hardcore biology programs, like say for higher studies or working in those fields. Most of them are in different areas now.
Got it. Got it. So,
Yeah.
sort of coming more upon the internships and placements journey, can you tell? I can see your profile
Yeah.
that you've been into a lot of research-related internships. So, can
Yeah.
you share a bit
Yeah.
about the internships perspective also? Like, what are the core sort of internships available for the IIT Madras
Yeah.
students, and also your journey of internship as well?
Yeah. So in the B.Tech, I mean, the B.Tech M.Tech dual degree program, we compulsorily had to do one core internship. It could be a research internship or it could be an industry internship.
Okay.
So because I wanted to do research after my 5 years, I chose to do a research internship. And there is option to work in industries, for example, the drug companies, for example, Biocon and Dr. Reddy's. I know people who have done internships in those areas, but I chose to do a research internship for 2 months in my second year, which was in STEM NCBS. And then in my third year, I worked under my professor, and then I also applied for foreign internships. I ended up doing one foreign intern as well. And yeah, so
Okay.
looking at the research internships, you can do one in India. For example, there are a lot of other IITs, ISC, TIFR, IS, like so many options. And professors are willing to take students if you're genuinely interested and can contribute. And if you're going for higher studies, having a lot of research internships definitely helps because it increases your chances.
Okay. So just to sum it up, like there are two type of opportunities available in internship. There is a research internship, which can be
Yep.
done under professors of various organizations of the country or
Yep.
internationally also. And there is a
Yep.
core corporate type internship where you go into an
Yep.
organization, be it a drug company, be it a sort of a pharma company, and you
Yep.
work there and you
Yep.
understand how things work. Got it.
Yep. Apart from this, I know friends who did non-core internships as well, like who are not interested in the biotech field, they end up doing other internships, which is
Okay.
also an option.
All right. Got it.
Yeah.
And coming to the placements part, what are the core type of companies that are coming in this branch for recruitment, and what are the type of roles that are getting offered to the students?
Yeah. So I know a few, like I can name like 7 companies that I know, and my friends who have joined there. So TCS has come for R&D role, and there's another company called Vantage Research, which has come for a modeling and simulation engineer. And then if you've heard of AstraZeneca, which is like a drug, the COVID vaccine, for example, there's an India branch, and they have like associate engineers or associate analysts. And then there's Medflux, which is another company, which they have data scientists or software roles. So even in the biotech field, there's a lot of data analytics. For example, if you go into bioinformatics, there's a lot of data science involved under computational biology. So those people get recruited there. There's another company called String Bio, which came as a research association in fermentation. And then there was another called Principia Systems and Biocon. Biocon, everyone knows. Yeah.
Got it. So
there are a few companies.
It seems that it's the role typically coming up is either a research role, or either you are doing some sort of using this modern computation and all to enhance the whole system, or it can be operational role also, right? So, but it will be around the bio-related things, be it with drug, be it with pharma, be it medicines and all. Right, right.
Yeah.
All right. And as you were saying, ki most of your students have gone into non-core as well. So can you tell a bit of ratio, like in a batch, how many students are going into core, how many students are going to non-core? And in non-core also, what type of non-core? Like what exactly is non-core and what type of roles are available at IIT Madras?
Yeah. So non-core opportunities are plenty. So because we have that option to take so many elective courses, most of my friends take up. So after the third year, they're pretty sure that they don't want to be in the biological engineering field or biotech field, because in India, it's still booming. I mean, it still needs a lot of potential. And obviously, Europe and US has a lot more scope. And many of them, for example, the research scientist position, they require you to have a PhD or MS.
Right.
So that's one thing. And yeah, so coming to the non-core, I know a lot of people go into consulting, for example. I know like McKinsey or all the consult companies that come to recruit. Bain.
Maybe a coding
and then
company,
there's fine.
Right.
Yeah, there are many who go into data science. So they end up taking a lot of computer science courses. And also there's a DOMS, Department of Management Studies in IIT Madras. So you have options to take courses there as well, DOMS courses. And some people take electrical engineering courses, computer science courses, and go into data science related fields, because a lot of job opportunity and job market is in data science right now. And I think majority of companies look for these skills, IT skills. And yeah, some people go into finance as well. Yeah.
Okay. So typically a notion among students is, if I'm joining biological engineering, I will study only this. But in IITs, you have an option to go into non-core. Non-core means you can
there's
start
lots
coding
of
yourself, become a coder. You like business, you become an entrepreneur, or you go into business role, go into startups. If you like maths, if you like numbers, you go into finance. So I think that's a good part of being at IITs. Like this is something not available at other colleges of the country.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Right, right. And typically, since it's a bio-related course, that is biological engineering, is it more sort of a theoretical type of a course where you mug things, or is it more like a analytical, technical, where you use your use your maths, you use your engineering a bit, and then you work on something and make it like how the core curriculum it seems like on the overall picture?
Yeah, so there are some courses which come under the bioscience thing, which as you said, you have to know things like it's basic biology. You have to know, for example, cell biology, and all these courses, they require you to say remember things. But then in a majority of the courses, there's no mugging. So if you take data structures and algorithms, or bioinformatics, or systems modeling, where you have to do modeling. So in biological systems, you have a lot of computational biology involved. Those kind of fields are majorly being strong in math, being strong in physics, and being strong in coding. And there's also biophysics, which is an entirely a different field, but there are professors who are involved in biophysics as well.
Right. So it's a combination of physics with biology and making something around it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Got it. So we have talked a lot upon academics, also intensive placements. Now let's come a bit on non-academics part. So tell a bit about how it's like to attend IIT Madras. It's a NIF rank, that is national, the government body which ranks colleges. It's #1 rank, IIT Madras, and one of the most prestigious IIT, known for its research, known for its startups, known for incubation. So share a bit about your journey as well, like how it has been in the past 5 years at IIT Madras.
So for me, I think going to Insti is like the best thing that happened for me, like the 5 years. So when you join, you're not really sure of what you want to do, but then as you go along, I think Insti helps you like in discovering what you want to do, and they support you. So the professors are very supportive, and you can do whatever you want. So it's not that you join your branch and you have to stick to it, because there's so many options available. So there's something called the C5, which is the Center for Innovation, where you have different clubs, different projects, which you can go on the research side. And there's also a bio incubator. There's Nirman, which you can start your own company as well. There's an entrepreneurship cell also in IIT Madras. Yeah, and there's obviously like so many options. You have good alumni who can guide you through the whole process. So you have a lot of connections, and people are always willing to help you. And yeah, there's so many facilities in Insti. So I always like to play a lot. And I had friends there, and the sports facilities are amazing in IIT Madras. So you can, whether be it you want to do sports, dance, music, theater, or anything, any extracurricular, you'll find your group there. And yeah, people are really good. So people are from all over the country. So that's another plus. You have friends from everywhere. So it's a very memorable 5 years. I want to go back if I could.
Right, right. So that is really true. Like college journey is something
Yeah, but I graduated.
where
Yeah.
you learn a lot of things, you make friends. The journey is something unforgettable. And you talked a bit about
Yeah.
people also. So I wanted to take over this point. Like in general, is it comfortable for North Indian students or coming from North India to go into a
Yeah.
college of South, especially Madras, where there's a huge change in the culture, huge change in the food, huge change in the climate? So
Yeah.
how do you
Climate.
see that, how North Indian students are able to fit it up in
Yeah.
IIT Madras?
So I've seen, like, I have friends from North India. Like within the campus, it's not at all an issue. But
Okay.
then I think once you step out, you need to know Tamil, which is a problem. Even I don't know Tamil, and it was hard to communicate. Like going outside, some people they only know Tamil. They don't speak other languages. But yeah, I think they get used to it because you have friends from everywhere, and people are always willing to help each other. And within the campus, I think Hindi, Tamil, there's a lot of Andhra population as well. So it's a mix from everywhere. I think that's the diversity is good. So
Right.
it's not a problem at all.
Okay, okay. So maybe in the food also, IIT Madras must be having
Yeah,
different type of messes
yeah, yeah.
and
So we have
varieties.
North Indian and South Indian cuisine. So both are available. So if you go to North Indian mess, you get good North Indian food, and there are good restaurants. So I think Chennai is a good place, a lot of food, and our
True.
campus is in the center of the city. So it's not like it's. And if you look at other IITs, for example, Kharagpur, Guwahati, like the campus is like
It's
so
outskirts
far
of
away
the
from the
city.
city. Yeah, this is not the case. You can go to the beach whenever you want. It's a 10-minute cycle ride, and you have a lot of places to eat. Phoenix Mall is very close by, so it's in the heart of the city. The airport is like half an hour. Even the railway station is like 45 minutes. So it's
All
not
right.
that's another plus point. Yeah.
So there's nothing to worry for North Indian as well. Like they can come up
Yeah,
and
no.
experience
Yeah,
everything they want.
nothing to worry.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And in general, how has been your experience in terms of the toughness of the curriculum? Like it has been said, like
Yeah.
IITs like Kanpur is academics heavy. IITs like Kharagpur, it's sort of a more non-academics, more fun, more non-academics
Nothing like
curriculum keeps happening. So
I
at
don't
IIT
think.
Madras, how do you see? Is it
Yeah.
a balance of both, or is it more research-oriented college? It is more non-academics-oriented college. It is a balance of both.
I think depends on the person, like what type of courses they choose. So because I wanted to go into a research career, I ended up taking harder courses and core
True.
courses and 5-level courses. So if in a different particular program, like say for a B.Tech degree in biological engineering, like a dual degree, you have a set number of courses from our department that you have to do. Out of that, I'd say from the department courses that I've taken, maybe 3-4 courses were hard. But
Okay.
maybe a person in computer science might say I had 6-7 core courses which were hard. And then the rest of the electives are up to me. I can choose hard courses which have, say, course projects, heavy course load, a lot of exams, a lot of assignments. But then if that course is helpful to you and it's going to enhance your, opportunities after college, it's good to take it. But then I think I used to always make sure that I balanced my semester where I did not take very, like, say, 5-6 very, very difficult courses. So I used to take 3-4 hard courses and say 2 easy courses. That's how I used to
So
balance.
it's something like
But
students have an option to create their
yeah,
own course curriculum in the
yeah.
years of
Yeah,
journey. So
yeah,
they can choose
yeah.
according
I
to
think,
what they like, right?
yeah, yeah. I think the first 2 years is more rigid. From the third year onwards, you have a lot of freedom to choose the courses you want.
Understood, understood. And
Yeah,
also during the first year when the students join the college, they have always something in their mind to change a branch. Like I will try my best to get a good CGP and then change a branch. So how easy it is in
yeah.
IIT Madras to get a good CGP, and then is it possible to get a
Uh,
good change a branch? Like how is
it's
in IIT?
it's very, very difficult, I'd say. So I think like people who want to change their branch, they just focus on academics the first semester and do nothing much else, because When I was there, I think if you wanted to switch to computer science, for example, I think you had to have like 9.8 CG plus in your first semester. And I think only like 2 or 3 students per branch can go to the next branch. And like you're competing among, like
Maybe
I think
1,000
the
plus students.
electrical computer science have the highest, you know, no, I don't think anyone wanted to come to my department. Like from other departments, but they have more competition and you're competing with so many students, so it's pretty hard, but it's not impossible. I know my people who have really worked hard and changed their branch, and
Got it.
some of
And
them
as
are happy about it. Some
Mhm.
of them are like, maybe it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but for some of them it did. So it's totally
Right,
up to you.
right. So we can say it ki, like as you go into the branch which is in more demand, like computer science, the CGPA is really
Yeah,
high, and if you want to go
yeah, very
into
high.
normal, less demanded
Yeah,
branches like maybe civil engineering or maybe ocean engineering,
yeah,
so
but
maybe. Mhm.
everything is above 9 plus for a
Okay,
branch change, I'd say. And it's like only 3 4 students, not more than that. And it's everyone is smart in IIT, so it's
true.
like you meet smart people everywhere. So sometimes your friends might be better than you in some things, and then sometimes you might be better in some things. So it's good in a way because you can teach each other. So
That is true. But one thing
yeah.
that a message can come up for students is, even though you didn't get a branch change, the IIT Madras offers you a possibility to choose your courses, choose minor,
Yes,
uh,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, go into the career you
So
want. So
yes. So for I can give my own friends examples. So they are in bioscience programs and they are now data scientists in a lot of startups, because they end up taking a lot of computer science courses, machine learning courses, because there's so much elective opportunities. I think that's one good thing about being in INSTI. And I'm
understood.
sure a lot of other IITs as well, but I can tell strongly about my college because I've seen the process. But it should be the same in other IITs,
Yes, you're right.
the freedom to take
I
courses.
think most of the old IITs have the same
Yeah,
option to choose minors and all, but new IITs
yeah,
a bit hesitant,
more
but they're
rigid.
coming
Yeah,
up with these options as
yes,
well.
yeah,
One common question that is being raised by students during the counseling that happens during JOSA, during C7 and all is, I'm getting a core branch in NITs. I'm getting a core branch
yeah,
in new IITs, but I'm getting a lower branches like mining, metallurgy, biological, etc. in the old IITs, the old
older
seven
IITs.
IITs. So how should a student resolve this dilemma? Should they go for an old IIT, or should they choose the core branch in NITs, a top NIT, or a new generation IITs? Like, what is your call on that? How should a student decide upon that?
So I think like if it's very subjective and very dependent on the person. For example, if they're really into computer science, really into coding, and they're getting a new IIT. So it was same in my case. I would have got a computer science seat in a newer IIT and NIT for sure, but maybe not in IIT Madras because of I was in a general category and my rank wasn't that high. But I was pretty sure I wanted biological engineering and I was pretty interested in that field. I was doing a lot of research on the professors, and in my case, it was never that dilemma never existed. But if you're someone who's like not sure about what field you want to go, I'd say like there is plus point in coming to older IITs because first thing, like the opportunities, obviously placements are like much better, and also the research opportunities, because professors, we have so many professors working in so many different fields. You can always be from a different field and do research in under a professor in another department. Like they won't say no to you. And again, internships are much easier, and the people also you meet, opportunities are much more in an older IIT. In a newer IIT, for example, I know that they just have like per branch, I mean, I think they have not more than 200 300 students incoming. Here you have like 800 900 students entering every year. So the diversity is more, and obviously I think your experience wise is much better in an older IT than newer IT. But if you're pretty sure of your branch and then you really want to do this, I think then you can choose a newer IT.
Right, right, right. A really good message and insight for the students. So,
Yeah.
one final question, like, what will be your key message to the students who are watching this video? Like, they are about to join multiple colleges of the country, so how they should utilize
Yeah.
their journey and get the best out of it.
Yeah, I think like you should explore and give your best in whatever you do. Like just give your best. And I think like there are many times when I did not do well, or a lot of there are going to be ups and downs without in your journey. But I think you should take everything positively and like just do your best. And towards the end, everything will work out. So I was never sure like if I would get the PhD, but then in the end, everything fell into place. So and there are always people to help you. Like
Mhm.
So I think you should always be positive.
Right, right. So thank you
Yeah,
so
and
much,
explore.
Roshni, for
Yeah.
giving this insight and giving this talk. It was really a good one where you covered upon the core of biological, also upon the overall perspective how IIT, it feels to be at IIT Madras. So thanks a lot for giving the time.
Yeah.
That was all. So yeah.